Hi guys, just want to show you a couple of mods that we use on our server that I think are probably really good if you're running a server or if you're running single player and you want something that just kind of takes a lot of the chore out of, say, the general exploring and also for finding stats on creatures. Now the first of these mods is called Super Spyglass. Now it's not too cheaty, but it does mean that you don't end up taming a million things just to see what the actual stats are on it before you tame it. This actually allows you to see it. Now it's basically, if we open this up, Spyglass, but unlike a normal one, it has a multiple zoom level where you can sort of zoom in and out like this, and it also shows you all the stats on the creature. So if we look at this one here, for example, the stats in order are from left downwards. So we've got stamina, food, oxygen. On the right hand side there we've got weight, melee, movement speed, which is really important to be able to know that. You see the health and you can see the total. Makes life so much easier for when you're taming things. Now you're going to notice the brackets around each of those stats as well. That's how many points the creature has put into it in the wild, and then when you tame it you'll be able to see how many points have gone in. So for example, if I come off of here and look at this guy, as you can see, he's got 23 points originally from his stamina, and then we've put 14 points into that. Well, I've put 14 points into that. He started off with 33 points in his food. I haven't put any in there. Put 9 into his oxygen. Put a couple into his weight. Well, I put 3 into his weight. Put a fair few into his melee. Put a fair few into his health. That was easy for me to say. Now, the really cool thing about this as well is that you're not stuck in that view where you can't see what you're doing. And as I said, you can zoom in on it. Now, the thing that I think is really good about this, even if you took the idea of having to sort of tame loads of things out of it, is that ability to see the movement speed points is really important when it comes to actually doing your taming side of things, because you can actually use that to get a lot of points into a creature, which is, for example, on the Ragnarok bosses that I'm actually currently working on. I will get there eventually. God, I'm so bad with that. But once I actually get there, I've actually made sure to take the best movement speed into my creature as well. It just gave me a little bit of a boost in level and torpidity. So yeah, that's just something that I find really useful, and you can see it easily without having to try and figure it out. And it also makes it easier for you to be able to see what stats have actually gone through, because sometimes what you'll have is that it looks like it's the same stats but one's a higher level than the other, etc, etc. So it just makes sure you can know for sure how many points have gone into that creature. Anyway, let's have a look at how much it costs to craft. It's not that much more expensive. So a regular spyglass is 2 crystal, some fibre, some hide and some wood. This one is slightly more expensive materials. It's got 10 cementing paste, 5 crystal, 2 metal ingots and some hide. I don't think that this is actually particularly cheaty. It just takes a lot of the grind out of the game when it comes to actually getting your creatures for doing your breeding. But it also makes it a hell of a lot easier and a lot less frustrating to follow a creature. For example, you know, if you imagine I was zoomed in like that with a normal spyglass, well, as this kind of moves around, it's an absolute bugger to keep an eye on it. Whereas if you just zoom out a bit, you can see exactly what's going on there. Right, okay, so that's the first of them. Now, the second of them is a little bit more cheaty, and that is called the Death Recovery mod. I'm just going to show you how that works. Okay, so the Death Recovery mod is essentially, it's a gravestone that you can put out, and every time you die, what you can do is you can just run over to the gravestone and you can get all your stuff back. Now, like I said, it is a little bit cheaty, but it does make life a hell of a lot easier if you're doing things like, for example, going into dungeons. It means you don't then have to wait a load of time to craft more stuff so you can go back into the dungeon to get your stuff that you just lost when you were dying. So that makes life a lot easier. Also, it does mean, for example, like on Ragnarok, we've often found it, like we might be flying on a creature and for example, we've got fur armor on or something like that. And we've just like not pay attention to it, but you need that fur armor to go and get the creature you were flying on. So if you don't happen to have the resources around, you can get it back. Now you just craft this fairly easily, so I'm just going to bring that up. You just type into the engrams, it'd be a personal grave. Just type in grave, you get this. Now you want the one which is 8 cementing paste and 70 stone. And you can craft it in your inventory here. And once you craft it, you just put it down, and then you can change your name on it. For example, this is my one, which it says, "Don't ask, just run. Run now." I can't read this one, unfortunately, because it's too bright here. I think it says... I don't think it's got any... No, it has got... Yeah, just wait what, I think is what it says on it. So obviously you can name it. But as you can see, that is ours there. And then what happens is when you die, it just basically just gets your bag for you. So let me go and demonstrate that. I'll go and kill myself. Okay, let's kill myself. Okay, there we go. Gone ahead and killed myself. Got my spawn point, so I'm just going to spawn here. Afraid there is an earthquake going on at the moment. Do apologise. And then, as you see, I've got none of my gear on me. Just go over to here, smack that, and I recover my corpse, and I got all my stuff back. So it is a little bit cheaty, but I do think, especially if you're an admin, now I'm going to say it's from the point of view of an admin, is there's going to be a lot of people who might die and they might get their bag glitched into things, etc, etc. I've had to go and fix that quite a few times. Having this on your server actually makes life a lot easier, because if people have died, they can just literally smack that grave, and if their bag is still there, they will get their stuff back. It just takes a little bit of legwork out for you. And also, if you're not too concerned about doing it like purely legit, everything completely legit, you know, if you want to make your life a little bit easier if you do mess up, this is a good one to have. It means you don't have to go and cheat to get to somewhere. You can just literally get your stuff back, and all you're worried about is getting your creatures. Anyway, guys, this is a short little video. I just wanted to get this out there because I'm going to do more videos like this. I'm just going to do like highlights of mods that I think are definitely worth having, worth checking out. I'm also going to try and tell you how cheaty they are beforehand. Some of them that I do like are very cheaty, or they're, you know, there might be something like, for example, what's it called now? Extinction Core rather than Anunnaki. But Anunnaki, there's things like the prone stuff, which is really cool, but can be so fucking overpowered. Anyway, so I hope this showed you a couple of mods that you didn't know about beforehand. And yeah, the information is going to be down in the description below if you want to click on that and check them out. I'll get more of these out soon. Catch you all soon. Have fun. Bye. So I'm sure we all know that YouTube has kind of screwed over us small creators at the moment. If you feel inclined to pressing that subscribe button, I will love your face so hard. So hard. Wait, that sounds wrong. Or does it sound right?